in Telegram?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, we are live. So I'll just double check. I think there's a few seconds delay with the stream, so hopefully that is launched now. I'm just gonna um, yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, we're all good. So, hello everyone. All 150,000 people here, 200,000 people here. How many? Loads. So we've got Sui launching today, which is pretty fascinating. So my voice is a little bit sore. We've got Sui launching today. We had Aptos a few months ago, and let's have a little bit of a comparison to what can we expect perhaps. So if we quickly go, I'll just show you this here now. 1 second. Let's change this up. I want to add this to the scene. So if you look here quickly at Aptos, okay, we can see here that now it has 84% of the current supply is currently locked. But if we go back down to here, we can see at the very beginning, right, on the 19th of October when it launched, we had 130 million tokens being launched out of a possible 2 billion. And if we take that away, we can see that essentially it's community with 125 million of the tokens out of the possible 510 million being available for the community on launch. And as we go on, we can see the unlocking coming in majorly in about, I don't know if that's American, with the 9th to the 12th or the 12th to 9th. Anyway, in nine or so months, 6 or 9 months. Oh, sorry, 9th of December, we'll have like the vesting really starting to kick up. And then it will level out again in probably like 2026. So they definitely have a longer term view there. How is we have a few people in the chat. How is everybody? Looking forward to $8 as Firecracker. JF Soto, happy with 50 cents. Yeah, look, where can you buy it now? Just curious, probably will wait if anything. Yeah, like we're mandatory my Karatas. Yeah, we're quite wary usually on buying stuff on the first day. However, it is available on OKX, Binance, Kucoin, and ByBit. So there you can just see how much was available for Aptos, which is quite a similar thing, layer one as Sui, based on the Move programming language. And I just found out here, so Sui essentially, Aptos had 160 million out of a possible 2 billion tokens available on launch. And after a few calculations, and one of the guys in our chat, Savan, so shout out to you, he said that there's 219 million tokens available for Sui out of a possible 10 million. So yeah, that's the so you can see that there's a slight difference there. So 209 million, basically, if you just multiply that by 5, 219 million, it would be about 219 million multiplied by 5 is 1 billion, which is about 10% of the possible 10 billion tokens, give or take. And then 130 million of the 2 billion would be, again, a fair bit under 10%. So it's pretty interesting there. Anyway, what would be a good buy price to buy and sell based on the FDMC? I don't know, mate. You're going to be playing with a bit of fire there, I reckon. What do you think there, Robin? What would be your buy price here?
Um, I don't think I would have a buy price on this first listing day, right? Because what I expect to happen is excitement and some fluctuations. So it's gonna be really hard to time. But then obviously over the next few days it will calm down. So it's much easier to consider a buy price then, I think. Right. So but yeah, I mean if it dumps under if it dumps to 50 cents, I might buy. Let me say it in that way. So I think it could go anywhere. Yeah, it could. I mean, if we think about the first day, it could anywhere go to a few dollars, but even below $1. So, and if you think about that wide range, then obviously the best option to buy is when it's, around or under $1, basically, right? So, but then what you have to keep in mind as well is how much upside is there if you buy, or why are you buying? If you're buying for if you're buying for speculation and you think you might make a few X, right? You might maybe even be better looking for the next Pepe, like. But if you think this is a solid project and it's a fair price at some price point, then you could buy to accumulate, for instance. So it yeah, it depends why you're buying it, but like from listing onwards, I don't expect it to do a double digit X or something.
Yeah, like if you look at like again, just bringing up the Aftos scenario, I'll bring it up here again. Like we had a quite a crazy few days when it launched. Like it launched around here, up then went down a few dollars, then back up, and FOMO, obviously, and then buff. We had a decent crash. Now, market sentiment was quite different back then. We're talking about November, December. It wasn't happy time in the crypto world with Bitcoin and all that, like dumping. I think this was when Bitcoin was dumping quite a bit, and we had a lot of just like nowhere action, even like making lower highs here, lower lows even, and then buff. Once Bitcoin started moving, Aptos started moving again. So like, do you think something similar like this could happen with Sui, like getting all the way up to $18 to $20?
Yeah, over time there will be more, there will be more news, more developments. A lot of things still has to happen, right? So if you think about it, it's never gonna be a straight line up from the start, right? There's gonna be fluctuations. So I think something similar like that graph makes a lot of sense, right? Where there's excitement in the beginning, it drops off, it cools down, and someone here says in the chat Aptus had a major run after everyone forgot about it. So that might happen as well, right? Bitcoin might get choppy, things go down even further, and then suddenly, the market is picking up again, and then people start looking at what are the next promising alts, and Sui will be in that list of altcoins that are promising for whatever the next cycle is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I think everybody loves the like Ethereum killer narrative. Like we've had this before with Neo and Say Go and like Solana and stuff, and like everybody likes a brand new thing. So yeah, like if we look at here from one of the guys at top 7 ICO, we can see kind of the moon list here, whereby 1x is 10 cents, which would be the same as a Kalo, which is on the Polkadot ecosystem. Then 50 cents is Kasama. $1 is about Mina. $2 is Multiverse. $3.50 is $3.50 is Aptos. $5 Definity, and a huge $10 would be the same as Avalanche. So yeah, so we have a few here. Only up says SB. Sui has spent more on market makers, and so jealous for guys that got the Sui sale. Smiley face from TT. Well, yeah, we did manage to get the Sui sale. We were in the Discord from ages ago. We have a community on Telegram that is exceptionally vibrant. Shout out to everyone. Hello, Carolina. How are you? Yeah, so we were quite lucky to be in the Discord beforehand and managed to get. We were lucky enough to get on the sale. I think a few people even got like the $1,000 allocation as well. So yeah, I think probably somewhere in between $1 and $2. I would say today, but like we'll soon find out in about 10 minutes, I believe. We're going to be kicking off with the major exchanges. So Binance. Said 10 minutes 14 seconds. OKX have some. Oh, here I have it here. OKX. I think we're almost live. Are we live with OKX? It's coming. So I'll just drag this across. So this is what the screen I have with OKX at the moment. Session 1 limit order. Session 2 limit order only, non-cancelable. So this is indicative opening price is $1.80 already. So that is quite interesting. So that will put us already in between that Mina and Multiverse like scenario or scale. So that's that's probably pretty interesting. We also had an IOU, which are basically IOUs are done by smaller exchanges in the hopes of helping like drawing basically potential like users to their exchange. arbitrage. So they're not really that good as an idea of what like it's going to cost. We have the IOU here on CoinMarketCap at like $3 because the liquidity is so small, and yeah, like it's not really a good indication, and obviously wildly can be manipulated quite easily. But you can, but I still see something crazy like this happening.
The IOU is $3. You said, Zach?
Sorry, yeah, I'll just pop it up here now. One sec.
Because we have seen some IOUs before, and usually it's not a great representation of what's about to happen, but it's often been on the higher end of what actually will happen, right? So that $3 tells me, okay, if you were betting on $3, you're probably on the wrong side already.
Yeah,
Because then the IOU would be, correct. And usually it's a bit propped up, that IOU. So, means that, around the $2 maybe makes more sense.
yeah, perhaps so, perhaps so. Shout out to Seven. Hi, Savan. How are you, mate? And Moan and Nadir. No, how are you, Nadir? Just saying hello to everyone. Yeah, so I'll just pop this up here. So this is what I have for OKX. Everything, I think it's all going to start trading at the same time. Basically, indicative opening price is $1.80 according to them. So there must be a hell of a lot of buy orders beforehand. Here we are. You can see the order book here. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like is that like 100,000? Yeah, it must be 100K. Would it be? It's pretty interesting there that we can see, and there's a lot of orders there as well. So yeah, so basically here's just quickly going through the tokenomics and distribution for the Sui. Do we have an idea of exactly what it's called? I'm not quite sure.
Sui, I don't know. Sui.
Yeah.
SUI. It's an SUI, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the community reserve getting 50%, the early contributors 20%, the investors 10%, Mizton Labs Treasury 10% as well, and the community access program and the apps testers getting 6%. We don't really have a breakdown like we have for the Aptos one here, which is just like, I don't know, coin token unlocks, but like I'm really loving this interface because it really gives you a great breakdown of like where you're at. Like, so like even for Aptos here, or sorry, even the investors here, we know they haven't even got any coins yet, but you can probably expect a dump here on the 29th of on the 19th of November. Not that much for one, because there'll probably be a fair bit of supply in there. But it's great to see this visual representation of the vesting, and I would recommend you having a look over at Aptos if you can. But like, there's still so much of it locked, but they're definitely taking a longer term view with that one. And the reason why I compare it to Aptos so much is because it's on the Move programming language as well. They're both previous products of the Facebook DM project, which got shelved because of various issues. And yeah, so I think we've got about 7 minutes now to launch on the major exchanges, or 6 minutes even. So we can see here with Binance.
I'm interested what people in the chat think of both Aptos and Sui. Which one they're more excited about? Which one they think is more promising, Aptos or Sui?
Yeah, let us know, guys. Did anybody manage to get into Aptos early? What's everyone's strategy when trading Sui? I think I will take a bit of... Well, I'd love to say, oh, I'll sell at $5, like, and make a bit of money. But like, I think I'll be taking a little bit up at the around maybe, if it gets to $2.50, I'll definitely be taking a fair bit off the table. I have it here on my laptop ready to go. That's what I'd be thinking personally.
Ooh, I think we lost Zach for a moment.
Research Binance report. Let's show this. So that's what Ian's popped in there. If anyone wants to check it out. Sorry, my throat is absolutely going. I don't know why. We also have like a fair few other projects that are on Sui. So, or that are getting built like at the moment. So, if you want to have a little quick, we can quickly look at these. So, we have one which is Martian Wallet. Okay, Martian Wallet is a crypto wallet that enables you to manage your digital assets and access decentralized applications. The buzzword at the moment, obviously, and it's on. It's on. Sorry, and applications on both Sui and Aptos. Oh, you want me to show the projects? Wait 1 second. I'll get it up here now, Ian. I'm just in the wrong. 1 sec. Copy copy link address. So here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry, 1 second. Copy. Yeah, so I'm just copying this. Whatever I think Ian sent to me. Oh, the request could not be satisfied. Here we go. So here we go. I'll pop it up now. Sui is the delegated proof of stake network, layer 1, as we know. It's SUI is a native token. Yeah, there's just basically lots of information here. It's based on the Move programming language. It's got parallel transaction processing, so it has a parallel data model and an execution engine to improve efficiency, horizontal scaling, and object-centric data model, which is the real innovation with the Move language, as far as I'm aware. And then, we have the max supply is 10 billion, and there will be 500 million or 5% of the total supply available on listing. However, Savon did say in our group chat that we had something slightly different here. He did say, and Savon's really good for the alpha. I will say, he said the final TG unlock, as per Binance research paper, will be somewhere around 219 million. So yeah. What do you think of that? So that's a bit.
Yeah, I think it's been a bit all over the place, that information. I mean, Ian just shared a link from Binance that shows the vesting schedule. Well, I couldn't find it on Sui's website. I think no one else could really. So we're hearing information from various sources. So let's see what happens. But I guess the Binance post kind of sends a message, right? Like, if you don't post this, we will post it, right? And they're very aware of obviously the vesting schedule, because it's launching on Binance, right? So they know that information. So that's and there's more going on as well, right? We saw, I don't know if everyone saw it, but Binance or CZ sent a warning to Justin Sun that suddenly deposited over 50 million USD on the platform, probably in anticipation of this launch, right? And so people, there's a lot going on the back of the scenes. So it's going to be interesting, this.
Absolutely. And when you think about the amount of money being raised by these projects, it's absolutely ginormous. So here we can see like a bit breakdown of the token allocation. Thanks, Ian. I didn't realize I wasn't showing my screen there. So yeah, we can see the Series A sale, 8% of the token supply, Series B, 6%, Miston Labs, 10% treasury, 20% for the early contributors, 45% for the Sui Foundation, and 3 and 4% essentially for the market makers. Here's a breakdown, and again we can see in about 9 months, well maybe 6 or 8 9 months, we're going to have the early contributors start getting their vested schedule tokens, and like it's pretty standard, I would think, of a token launch, something along these lines, in regards to the vesting schedule. And then we also have the updated roadmap here. So, that's in the chat, guys, if you want to have a look at it yourself. Hey, David, how are you? Ian's also said Sam's number didn't include the liquidity tokens, so they're not sell pressure, basically. Interesting indeed. So what are we on now? We're probably like a minute away. So I will nip us over to Binance and see what this trading is going to be like. What do you think, Robin, as a low-key start? Do you think we're going to have...
It's definitely gonna
we're gonna have some wild moments, aren't we? This
Yeah,
was
yeah, we're gonna have some wild moments. It's gonna go up above the $2, I would say. But you know, uh, in my prediction, it's going to be lower than two at the end of the day. But yeah, who knows?
right. Well, we're I think we're almost off. So I just popped this across here, and
Yeah,
we're at $1.97. Oh, why am I on the? Oh, let's go on the once. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, and notable crash. We're on a 1 second thing here, so it's super fast. And we're down to 150. Yeah,
that's it. Let's let's
yeah,
wrap it up, guys.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
it. Well, it just shows you here that like the IOU's price is always inflated. So just like bear that in mind. Maybe we go on to a 1 minute. Is a 1 minute
yeah.
chart needed? Well, 1 second is crazy. Let's be honest. Like, so maybe I'll go to like. Oh, well, we only have 1 second and 1 minute, so maybe 1 second for the first while.
But you see, it's forming a very nice kind of bottom there, right? So, people that want to buy the token at listing,
Well, yeah. Look here, it's only 1 second. It's just insane. So
yeah,
maybe,
yeah, yeah,
like maybe we go to the 1 minute and see. Yeah, like you never know. We could be going up here a bit now.
yeah.
Yeah, the Bulls and the Bears, like, it will be manic the first while because I think there must be so many bots and so many prices and stuff like that. I wonder, is there any variations in the other exchanges? Like, for example, with Kucoin, we have like, yes, this is where you can see a great variation. So on OKX, like, we have like only $1.20, for example, and we're up
Wow.
at like 170. So there's a huge, well, if you're into that type of game, I don't think it'll make much sense to do arbitrage at the moment, but like there is a huge
Discipline.
variance there. Like
Yeah.
now that's we're on the 15-minute chart, so change that down to the 1 minute so we have a better idea. But like we're gonna need at least 3 or 4 5 minute charts to have any idea of where we're going. But would you buy here? I don't know. Probably not. I don't buy. I try my best not to buy on listing day. I think it's absolute like playing
I
with
I
fire.
guess if you're a good trader, you might know what to do in those,
But it's just so wild and manic, like.
yeah.
Like I reckon if it gets to $2.50, like I will definitely take some profit off the table. Like I've got my KuCoin here open, and that's basically the strategy I am looking at the moment. See, now we're down to $1.12 on. Sorry, we're still on buy. Sorry, we're on ByBit here, and we're on $2. Well, 180 on Binance. And Binance, you would assume, well, does have a lot more liquidity than ByBit. So yeah, Intense says mandatory myocarditis. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hi, says Greg King. How are you? Cool to see you live again, boys. Yes, good to be live. We haven't done this in a long time, and yeah, it is fun. So thanks very much, David.
Intense.
Intense, yeah, it is.
It's
So we're still only on a 1 minute, like so. We've had a jump up from 10 cents to $2, and yeah, we're about $1.70, about to hit our first 5 minute candle in a second. So look, it's probably where we thought it would be. We
it's
had
it's
we had the running bet in the Telegram group. I don't know, guys, if you're there, and that was as follows. I think it was where was it? We had like 7 or 8 entries. We had if two people are equal distance from the price, e.g., one is 5 cents above and the other 5 cents below, they split. It was a $20 entry, just a bit of fun with the community. I didn't actually put in. I was away for most of the weekend, so I didn't get to see much what was happening. But we have the prices here, and it was the price for the last price of the day, wasn't it?
yeah, close
So
of the day.
yeah, so I think you were down at $1.80, were you, Robin?
Yeah, 187.
One eighty
But I'm
seven.
not. I'm not too sure if I see how the action is now. I mean, this launch looks till now. It looks still okay.
Yeah.
There's a big candle, and it's not fluctuating too extremely.
No, look, look, we're still very early on. Um, Bybit also has us like, I don't think Bybit's live. Is it live yet? No, I don't have a Bybit live yet. And then we have like a huge variance between 160 and 110 in Bybit, and Binance. Sorry, I was just referring to OKX there. I don't know what's happening with Kucoin. I'm just going to pull this up because that's where my coins are. So I kind of need to keep an eye on that one just in case. So yeah, I'm just going to do that quickly. Sui. Let's see if we can have a look at the market. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly doing well on Sui. Withdraw, transfer, maybe no. I can't see the market yet on ByBit. Nice
one,
profit, $45 allocation. Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Really good.
$1 on ByBit. I've seen in the an Outconnect chat. So
It's $1 on ByBit. Yeah, so there's been a lot of heavy sell pressure on ByBit basically. So you would assume that a lot of people that were on ByBit then were just looking. Well, they got it for what, a cent if they got on the community allocation. So look,
yeah, below one, you should actually buy. Yeah, that's what I said before. Like, yeah, it's looking like it's heading that way on ByBit.
yeah, it is like.
So
Oh, like I think to be honest with you, I think we'll have. It's still super early on. You know, there could have been a bit of sell pressure for people just looking to like lock in profits. Like, and people all over the world, like, you know, if you got 1,500 allocation, like, you know, and you got out $1,500 and put in 45, like, you know, that's the investment of your week on well, that's a great investment. That's a great investment. And anyone take that. Warren Buffett will bite your hand off, or Charlie Munger as well. Ian said it bumped down to 0.9 on ByBit. He missed a buy. I don't think I have any money on ByBit actually. I'm trying to look at my. Sorry, I'm on the laptop for my for my KuCoin, and I'm just finding it difficult to navigate the bloody exchange.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is. I mean, yeah. If you're in the live stream, it's really tough to do.
Yeah, it's tough to try and juggle it all. Apologies, people. Is the sound quality good for everybody? I hope it is. And my voice, apologies again. So yeah, basically, so I'll get off the 1 minute candle. Yeah, we're on the 1 minute candle here. We have a nice downward trend, essentially. A lot of sell off. Pumped up to $2, and now we're kind of at 150 on Binance and 120, 110 on ByBit. I think it's a good buy on ByBit right now, to be honest with you. I think this makes a lot of sense. I'd be thinking about that. Because obviously be a lot more liquidity in Binance, and there's going to be an initial sell off. And yeah, that's what I would be considering. I think we've lost Robin.
Oh, did you lose me?
Or you? I don't know. I can hear you.
Weird.
So yeah, we have. So does anybody want to jump on the?
Strange. I don't know what happened to my camera. Oh
Yeah. If anybody wants to jump on, let me know. I couldn't resist. I had to sell at 150. Absolutely fair enough. You've locked in a great profit though, haven't you, JF Soto? Like, you know, well done. You go out and buy yourself something nice. Have a lovely dinner today. Bring the missus out. Like, you know. Looks like it's going to run a bit now. Could well do. 90 cents. Yeah, see, look at ByBit now. It's changing quite a bit here. It's had the sell-off pressure. You know, this could even go on for another, like, you know, 2 15-minute candles, another 30 minutes. There could be a bit of sell pressure here.
I'm back, I think. Don't know what happened to my camera, but yeah, I mean, Binance is it's dropped down.
Yeah.
And I mean, it does look very similar to that chart that you showed of Aptos, I think, right?
Yeah, they're a bit messing around at the beginning. So if you just flick it back over here, like, you know, what was the opening price for Aptos? Must have been around $8, let's say, right? It opened on, right? And then like we had it down to 7, something like this. And this is over the course of a few days now. So do bear that in mind. If we go in deeper, and then, you know, like whatever, 19th October. And then after that, we had the pump 3 or 4 days later when people went, oh, this might actually be pretty good. and then I think it went down with Bitcoin. You know, it's that would be my idea there. Around October, I think Bitcoin started slipping. And we have Binance again. Huge difference between Binance and ByBit. So if you're going to be doing some arbitrage, now's your time. Buy on ByBit and sell on Binance. See how quick that Sui blockchain actually is. No doubt there'll be some faffing about though with the blockchains as they integrate it, the ins and outs of it, and all these prices will eventually come to very close to one another. But as you can see here on the 1 minute, like, yeah, look, we stabilized a huge wick there on Bybit to 199. On Binance, we had a slightly different. We stayed up there for a couple of minutes. Bear in mind though, these are only 1 minute candles, so look,
Yeah.
it's quite volatile
It's
as we
hype.
were predicted.
It's the hyper trading game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit mad. Like, the
I
chat
think
seems to be kicking off.
I think what's going to be interesting is to see where how these market caps of Sui and Aptos are going to compare over the next months, right? Because now Aptos has like something out there in the market that it can compare to, right? So what will happen to Aptos? Are people maybe gonna, take some money out of Aptos and put it into Sui? And like that makes sense if if your bet is on the move language protocols or something, maybe you want to diversify. And then obviously I would say, depending on what kind of developments will happen on the network, we will see, one maybe leading the other kind of thing.
Absolutely. I think what a lot of people are thinking here is like, like with a broader stroke narrative, like we've had like Ethereum basically be the number one layer one, like if you don't include Bitcoin. And then we've had like a lot of variations of these. And now like, is this the next generation of layer one? Is Aptos and Sui going to be like, I don't know, the Internet Explorer per se, in opposed to Netscape's internet browser? Is this going to be the next level up in blockchains?
That's a very interesting question.
Yeah, and like I know we had ICP, which like I don't know, like had all the tech in the world, but after that launch, it's always going to be picking itself up for years, and like that could have been blamed on. I think your man Dominic Williams did blame it on Alameda and the nefarious activities with FTX and things like that. But like, I think this is what we might be seeing with app. Well, this what the idea they might be saying that this is the new versions of the layer ones that are going to bring on the next billion people into the blockchain Web3 ecosystem. Like, there's a lot happening here, and like you also got to remember, like the vast majorities are going to fail. Like Polkadot, like just Litecoin's been around forever. But Polkadot, Solana, Polygon, I know there are a few layer twos in there. Cardano, like if you look at this, like I don't know, 10 or 15 years or like 8 years ago, you have a completely different top 10.
Where's Cardano in that list?
Cardano is currently number 7.
So it dropped down quite a bit then, right? It was
Has a bit, yeah. Like the hype, I think, of smart contracts coming to Cardano was one of the catalysts back. I don't know, probably like a year and a bit ago. But yeah, I think we'll see. I don't think Dodge will go anywhere for the next while. I think it's just too much of the internet's.
Well, I mean, very often, like I think in the last cycle, there was like, there was a narrative of the Dogecoin killer, right? So you had like Shiba Coin, you had Floki Coin or whatever.
Yeah.
Many variations of dog-like coins. But now with Pepe, I'm kind of wondering, right? Like, I think the way to be a Dogecoin killer is to have a meme coin that is very different from Dogecoin, right? It shouldn't be a doggy coin. It should be something else, really. And Pepe is really. I mean, I see that everywhere at the moment. I don't know how long it will last for, but it's a meme that it's more used than the Shiba Inu of the dog meme basically. Like
Mm.
we've seen Pepe for years already.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Pepe is very iconic. Like, and
yeah,
4chan is a cultural powerhouse, whether we realize it or not. For the internet. Um, What do we think of it next Solana for the next bull run? I'd be very cautious with Solana, to be honest with you. I think it could go the way of Neo and like several other coins.
And yeah, it's very interesting though because I almost wrote off Solana because of the downtime it had, the obviously what happened with FTX and their basically linkage with FTX and Alameda and a lot of the projects that have been funded through that funnel. But at the same time, right, Solana has brought out a mobile phone,
Mm,
which actually is not bad, I guess. I mean, and I don't have the mobile phone. I haven't tried it. I'm not endorsing it by any means, but from the few kind of posts that I've seen online, it looks quite interesting. And the interesting part is that it's multi-chain, I've seen. And the Phantom wallet, I noticed the other day, allows now you to basically import EVM wallets.
mm. Well, Phantom was
So
definitely branched out, like, and that's. And I thought the interface of Phantom was like really, really nice and much better than MetaMask.
yeah,
But I think we're moving towards a multi-chain world, and maybe like in the next cycle we'll see like acquisitions of chains for I don't know intellectual property rights for teams, things like that. I can see that happening more and more.
yeah.
Um, we can yeah. So I'd be thinking of that longer term. I don't know how that would even work in regards to like taking the value from one chain to another, but like
I think that's a super interesting idea to acquire of a different change. And the way this could happen is, for instance, you might have a team, um, and that team might be working on this blockchain for years, right? But suddenly that the leading team might be wanting to do something else, right? So how do you exit that position?
mm,
Right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe if it's acquired by another party, it's a way to exit that position, really. So that could happen. I think another thing could happen that certain chains they will reach a ceiling or roadblock, and it's like, okay, we have all these users,
mm,
but we won't be able um, to scale up, right? So if that is the case,
yeah.
then it's better to be acquired and then merge that chain into another chain.
Absolutely. I can't pull it all. I'll pull it up here now, but we have a little bit of growth here coming on KuCoin. 1 second. I'll just get the um CUSDT. Yeah, but like now I know it's only a minute graph, so everyone keep your pants on. We've had 1 15-minute candle, so
Something is wrong with my
yeah,
camera, man. I'm not sure what
no
it is.
worry.
Yeah.
So like everyone keep their pants on, but we could have like a little push here. Where are you going, please, KuCoin? Sometimes it's just very frustrating how can't get to where I need to go on these bloody things. Sui. Um, Here we go. So, look, as one of the guys in our community said, $45, $1,500 in a week. You cannot complain. Why can't I watch this on a proper graph? Well, KuCoin. All right. 1 second. Sorry about this.
You probably
KuCoin.
go to trade and then
Yeah, that's it. / trade / SUI dash CT. That should be it. Yeah, so we're looking at like a little bit. Again, it's only the 1 minute chart, so I'm getting mad excited. Look, it's the tiniest ever. Um, but yeah, we still have a bit of variance, but they've come a lot more together. We can see $1.29 on KuCoin. Binance still leading the charge with 135, and then also we have ByBit on about 128. So I think we've probably calmed down a bit now. A lot of the people who wanted to get out would have got out. Don't need to get out, and yeah, I've got a bet on Solana. I hope you're right. I think I'll do a decent next bull run. I see the thing is with Solana, right? And the one I always say is people like shiny new things. Like and Solana was a shiny new blockchain, the shiny new Ethereum killer. Regardless of what you think about its downtime and all that, it was all these nice shiny new thing, and now it's not. And yeah, people like the shiny new thing, and I think that's it's going to be difficult for Solana to be
Yeah,
like a
I think.
browser.
Yeah, what you're right. You're 100% right. I think there, but one of the things I think that they're doing their best, right? Because they launched the phone, the mobile phone. Um, I think they're the first really, or the only major chain that has a phone or whatever.
Mm.
They also have the Phantom wallet that is actually a really user-friendly wallet. It's even a mobile. Um, if you're in NFTs and you're in that ecosystem, it's a hard one to get out because it's so much more convenient to use it, to use NFTs on Solana, Magic Eden.
Absolutely, and Ian makes a point here. NFT Run really did build it for Solana, but we've got to think about what was the collection on Solana. It was Frank the Gods. It was Utes, and they're getting they've got ported, or they're in the process of getting ported off to
Yeah,
Polygon and Ethereum at the moment. If you're a premier chain, you're not losing your biggest draws.
yeah,
So
but
that's
the thing though is that Solana didn't get big because of NFTs. They got big because of DeFi, and that was just an Almeida play, right?
mm,
So yeah, I mean, but that's in the past now. So it's a matter of what can they, yeah, what will it be? It does look currently that it's more used for NFTs and casino type of um, protocols. But yeah, like with the phone, it's very user friendly. So it's much easier to get someone on Solana, I think, than it is to get someone on Ethereum. And I'm not sure how this will be for Aptos and for Sui, right? What kind of wallet is Sui gonna use? How user friendly is the UX and the UI, and because that's a major um, decider basically of adoption.
yeah, yeah. I think we have a few questions here. What do you think is a good price for buying Sui? Um, oh, that's the $1 million question, isn't it, Carolina? I was thinking, $2.50, I'll definitely lose some. Now I'm looking at it going, 128. And
It's
then maybe get out now. $3 Sui in a few hours.
it's really hard to say. I would think like everything around the $1 is not really bad, but how good is it, right? What are you after? But I don't see it dropping too low below the $1 mark. That's
Apple has some pretty decent wallets. It says, Samuel, hey Samuel, how are you? Yeah, I know, like I have it up here. Sui has a couple of wallets here as well. I'll just pull one of them up. One of the things that you can look out for. 1 second. Um, well, here, it's got so many blue tabs open. You know yourself, death by tabs. They have also a bit of DeFi happening as well. Sorry, they have Martian wallet, which is which is a wallet for both Sui and Aptos. I'll just pull it up now. 1 second. Wallet. Or Martin or Martian? No, it's yeah, Martian. I think it's gone there, I don't know why. Here you can check it out here. Pull that up now. So it's a Martian wallet, as I've tried to say about 6 times. Self-custodial wallet for Aptos and Sui. Again, look, it seems like quite basic, but until we figure out how to basically recover lost passwords like you would your Gmail or something. I know everyone's saying self-custodial and all this type of stuff. Great. But people, like the vast majority of people, don't care about that. And they just want to be able to, they don't want to lose everything if they lose their passwords. And we need to come up with solutions to figure that out. I think whoever comes up with solutions like that will have a great unique selling point over the other wallets that are out there, be it Phantom, MetaMask, etc. Because it's just not going to work if I'm going to try and onboard my mother, for example, with if you lose this password, like it's you're going to lose all your Ethereum or whatever. It's just not going to work.
Is it me, or does this wallet look like a Phantom wallet?
Similar,
Yeah, and
yeah.
we also know that like there are people working in the, I think it's Aptos. I'm not sure if it's Sui as well, in the Aptos team that were coming from the Solana network. So and one of the 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 conspiracies I had was, okay, so this Aptos and Sui will be like the new Solanas for the next bull run. And seeing this wallet, I think, okay, there's something here there's some inspiration. Uh, there has been some inspiration from Phantom wallet
Ab-
there.
Absolutely, like, and I also think like you got to think who, like, there's a lot of money being put into Sui and Aptos, and a lot of people, like as you see here with the Aptos unlock schedule, right? So let's look at what community we already have, but found eight, let's say core contribute, let's say investors, right? So let's just knock all these off, right? These investors, right? So that's going to start coming in on November 2023, right? December 20 of this year, right? Like 4 or 5 months, right, before before the Bitcoin halving, which we know is traditionally when like the crypto market starts kicking on around about the halving, give or take, right? So if we say that vesting starts coming in here now, and these are the big boys, these are the ones that have like lots of money, the big VCs, hundreds of millions. If we see like I've jumped into 2025 already there, but what I'm trying to make, what the point I'm trying to make here, if it's Bitcoin halving is around here, they're going to start getting their funds out from Aptos, and I see a big marketing campaign around the Aptoses and the Suis here. That's what I would envision. Look, January 2023, we'll have 700 million of the Aptos, 73 million of the Aptos tokens out of a possible 134 million. So that makes a lot of sense for me, that marketing and stuff will pick up there from the investors who want to get an ROI on their investment. Like, so then we could see something like the Solana with FTX conundrum, or like conjoining there of interests. Again, the foundation is just a very like solid half a pyramid up, and the core contributors varies in the community, as we know. So I love these token unlocks. I can't wait to get Sui on here, and you can get a real good understanding of
I think what's an interesting question is, what market cap can Aptos or Sui reach in the next bull run, or let's say in the next
Well,
one.
everything's going to go sky high anyway. So let's say Bitcoin, what's the market cap? Half a trillion at the moment. Like, would you say Bitcoin going back up to like whatever? What's doubled it now? 56,000. Yes. Would you say double that? 112,000. So that would be what, 2 billion market cap? Yeah, I could definitely see it. I don't think it will go much past something like that personally. I think the hype merchants will all come in, but we just see diminishing returns from each cycle, and Bitcoin went from 20 to whatever 68 this one, and I don't see it really going above 112,000. So that would be 2 billion there. There'll be a lot of chop around this area, I reckon, from about 10 to 50. Any of these could really like do anything. Like Sam is going to fall off a cliff, I would argue. And I also think, like, if you look at Miyota, who's had years to try and climb up this thing after having an incredible 2017, and like, I don't know what's happening there with that token. IOTA, here we are, 82. That could just bask off into insignificance. And remember, people who have set this up have got multi-generational money by just selling their tokens as they got vested. That's what you got to remember. So like the incentive of like trying to create something and change the world when you're hungry and you want something is completely different to when you go, well, I just have like 10 million in my back pocket, or 15, or like or a hell of more. And then advisory on other boards, gravitas status, like so the hunger goes. Like, look at Dash is another good example. So I would see a few of these. Neo is another good example from 2017. So maybe to be a few of these from here, there maybe Mana, maybe Sandbox that will toddle on down this queue.
A lot of them will have to just step aside, right, Zach? Like, a lot of those network coins will have to step aside for the new guys. For the next bull run.
Absolutely, and especially if like Move is a programming language that people are enjoying, or that will draw a lot of developers. Like, there's only so many developers in the world. Like ICP might never recover. Like Stellar, another one that's gone down quite a lot. So, like if we're thinking Bitcoin gets to maybe like 2 billion market cap total, Maybe Ethereum could really do, like, let's say Bitcoin does a 4x, maybe Bitcoin could, or Ethereum could do like a 10x. Like I've no doubt like Ethereum really is going to be a juggernaut. Like so much so that people don't even like for example Anthropoulos or like Benjamin Cowan, like they don't even view really Ethereum as like an altcoin now. It's its own coin. You know, it was Bitcoin and the altcoins, and now it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else. I think that's a real like telling fact, and we all know how powerful Ethereum is. Um, just look at the layer twos. Look, so anyway, bit of a ramble there. Let's have a look at how we're doing with our SWE. Our SWE is being sweet at 123. So yeah, as you can see, but Binance has come down quite a bit, but we'll have no arbitrage opportunities here. If you made some money arbitraging, fair play to you. But we're all pretty much on the same even keel between Kucoin, Bitcoin, or Kucoin, Binance, and ByBit. One thing I will guarantee you for the next bull run, though, if we go back to here, I guarantee you BNB will be there and thereabouts because Binance, as long as Binance is there, and from my understanding, Binance doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So I guarantee you BNB will be there. Yeah. Okay. AK next bull run, I think, says mandatory. For Ethereum, perhaps so. 10k ETH is a matter of time, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm really inclined to believe to think that. If I didn't buy at like 900, 1200, thought we get down to 6, and obviously kind of regretting that at the moment. I do still think we'll still see 1200 again, and if we do, I'll definitely be looking to stack my bags. When should you buy SUI at which price? To be honest with you, very difficult, Christian. What's your timeline? How long do you think you're going to be buying, or how long do you think you're going to be holding for? I think anything around $1 isn't the worst thing in the world. And if you're looking to hold it for the rest of the bull, or for a year or two, I think you can get definitely a good, good run for your money, especially if you come from my idea of that shiny new thing, move ecosystem, a lot of money coming in. And once you get a better idea here with the Aptos, with the SUI, with the token locks, because we don't have it exactly clear. We have a bit here with what they did with Binance. Actually, we can see. So, yeah, you can expect around October 2023. There's a lot more coming in. I wish they'd, yeah. So March 2024 is when we have the early contributors. Would early contributors be No, they're just. Would they be like VCs and stuff, or would that be the Series A and the Series B? Because they raise a lot of money.
I think early contributors can be, some kind of community program very early on, right?
Right.
Usually it's focused on retail more than it is, because you have your series of seed rounds and the private rounds already, right? So Series A, Series B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the community access round was just what we've recently seen, but there were some. Yeah, the early contributors can be like things like there might have been like an ambassador program where people just basically contributed to support the project and stuff like that.
Yeah, as Ian says here, there's no team tranche, so it's probably advisors, and that's this the thing, if you've launched an EO, or if you've been like a C-suite exec there or something, you get invited along to be like an advisor in these in these layer ones getting launched, so it's maybe not a conflict of interest, but like now I don't know for a fact if anyone has from Neo like been involved in like either of these blockchains, but like that's invariably what happens in the space, so
That's interesting. There's no team on that list.
Yeah, no team tranche. So could that be in regards to Sweet Foundation? This is again, not that clear with vesting, which is something that we've come to recognize. This is why we built Altcoin Edge, the YouTube channel, back in the days, because it just wasn't that clear. And we also have like a CoinList sale coming on soon as well, in about 16-17 days. So look out for that. Team and advisors, early contributors. Yeah, that's exactly it. We've settled probably about $1, $1.30 now at the moment across the three exchanges. We are still we're only 2 15-minute candles in. So bear in
I'm a
mind.
bit disappointed. I wish it went over the $2, but
Yeah, like I was expecting a little bit more fireworks.
yeah.
Personally, what does that say? Well, it says that the people that wanted to sell at the beginning have sold, and now, as I said, we're only 34 minutes in, so everything with a pinch of salt. But I think the people that really want to get out early, have gotten out, and yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how it develops throughout the rest of the day. Definitely. I think we will, well, for our bet in the group. I think you'll probably be quite good, Robin, with about $1.88 or something. You said something like
I'm
that.
not sure. Yeah, my camera is off, but $1.87. I don't think we will make that by the end of the day, but I could be wrong. You know,
Yeah,
um, we are in between the $1 and $2, and I think a lot of the bets were in that area. I believe somewhere over the $2, but
yeah. I've seen some crazy ones of like $8. Which is just has been
oh,
absolutely
Crypto
nuts.
Banter said it would be $8. It's still a buy at 8. I just
Yeah.
tried to call him, but he didn't pick up. So
Yeah, well, he's too good at predicting, I think. So he's allowed to get like one or two wrong. Like, I haven't seen a predictor like Crypto Banter before. Be very careful with any of the YouTubers out there or any of the influencers. I'd be very, very skeptical and wary of 99.9% of them.
well, be very skeptical if someone has high conviction on a price. That's I think that's the lesson.
Like we're in a super volatile time. As remember, like I'm looking externally a bit, and like we've had 3 banks fail this year. Like that's pretty terrifying. Like, so, you know, and eventually the US dollar will go to zero. Eventually, hopefully not in my lifetime, but by the end of the century, I reckon it will. So, 3 banks is so you got to keep an eye out on that as well. And yeah, maybe is that a good thing for Bitcoin? Everything's a good thing for Bitcoin, people say. But like, it's not a good thing in general. Banks failing, despite your views, if they're contrarian or you're very, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, I
So,
mean it's it might be good for Bitcoin, but if you can't buy food, it's a different story. So I think like
Ledoux, we have a circulating supply either of 219 million, not including liquidity providers, or 528 million, including liquidity providers, and that's out of a possible FTV or total supply of 10 billion with a B. So, yeah, this is now. I've got this from here, which is, I don't know, it's around about here somewhere. It's a supply. There's So yeah, that's 528 million. 5% of the total token supply is is there upon listing. Yeah, guys, please, if you'd like to learn about early stage projects, we had a lot of our community get in early to SWE. Like I was lucky enough to get picked as well for the $45 allocation. That is now worth, I don't know, 1,500. So 1,500 by 1.2 is like whatever, $1,700, something like this. Yeah, so if you like early stage opportunities, come down, say hello. We have a very active and vibrant Telegram group with great characters like Blessed, Mr. DeFi, Mac, John, Renault, the linesman you've been popping up a lot recently, Savvy Savan, one of the smartest people in crypto that I know. Many, many, many others. Like, so come down, say hello. Lean's left a link in the chat to Altcoin Edge. Give us a follow on Twitter. I think we'll mosey off in about like maybe 5 or 6 minutes, Rob, and I think we've done as much as we can with the
it's
with the sign off. It hasn't been a wild or ride like previous ones like Glimmer, which you actually got into the Glimmer sale as well if you're part of the community. So like we do try and bring the early stage projects to our community. So yeah, get down here and say hello. Don't be shy.
to be honest, this graph looks beautiful. Like you want a graph like this on listing, right?
Yeah,
So
it's not looking too bad at all. We
yeah.
also have the FOMC meeting. FOMC. one or the other meeting coming up soon. So I think that's happening in an hour or so. So you never know what could happen to the markets there. Invariably, though, I would be thinking like Bitcoin, like it's ranging essentially from 28 to 32. I reckon we'll be hitting down 25, 22 sooner rather than later. But that is not a commonly held opinion in the chat. So I don't know.
I heard something very interesting, right? Usually when those meme coins bump, it's either the start of something or the end of something, right? So it's either the start of a bull run or an end of bull run. So it's either or really again. But I think it's an interesting take because it has felt a bit to me that we are in some kind of small bull run.
Yeah, it is an interesting take. Like, I don't think we've seen personally like complete like apathy and depression from this market yet. And if you look at that like famous psychology of markets, you know, graph picture, whatever it's graph thing, you have apathy and like complete like depression. I just don't think we even felt that at a 16K or like 9, 11, like $1,000 Ethereum, right down from $4,000 all time high, but going from 90 to $4,000 to $1,000. You're like, that's not too bad. Like, speak
Yeah.
for yourself, Zach. Yeah, well, that's my opinion. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So
Good.
that's basically it. So, guys, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining. Join us on Twitter. Give us a follow. Come down to our Telegram. There's a link. I'll pop a link there in the chat now in a second. I think actually Ian's already put a link in the chat for Telegram. It's just https://telegram.me/altcoin edge. Just look for altcoin edge. You'll find us. The yellow logo with the pylon there. And yeah, hopefully you have a lovely day.
Yeah, everyone enjoy your day. And I think I'm gonna win this battle with Suya anyways. It looks like it's gonna gap towards the $2. So
Yeah.
all
Okay,
right.
enjoy yourselves, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When does this